Okay. Good. JaiBhim, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on what part of the globe you are joining. I'm Sanjay Bhagat, and I am the moderator for today's sessions. About the BHG, the Boston Study Group, BHG is a registered non-profit organization in USA. Based in New England, USA, we are an Ambedkarite organization dedicated creating a just and equitable society. We organize study groups, caste workshop in education institutes, lecture series, and other social activities in the Boston area to support our mission. Our members include individuals, families, students, scholars, academics, and workers who share our vision of equality, and upliftment of anyone who is discriminated based on any reason, including caste, class, gender, social beliefs, race, etc. We focus on creating support structures and working with the students from historically marginalized background. We are inspired by figures who have worked for human welfare, from Buddha and Sant Ravidas to Savitri Bai and Jyotirao Phule to Periyar and Dr. Ambedkar. Some brief about the Ambedkar Lecture Series. In commemoration of Dr. Ambedkar's invaluable contribution, Boston Study Group have curated a series of lectures that explores various aspects of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's life, work, and ideology. Our esteemed speakers at Ambedkar Lecture Series dwell into topics such as caste annihilation, constitutional rights, gender equality, education, economic justice, and Dalit empowerment, shedding light on the relevance of Dr. Ambedkar's teachings in today's context. We also publish a bi-yearly magazine, The Awakened. It is a digitalized magazine of the Boston Study Group that provides a platform for all Ambedkarites in the diaspora to share their stories, thoughts, views, and talents to enhance the Ambedkarites movement. We publish the magazine twice a year in spring and fall. We are looking forward to literary contributions for our upcoming spring issue to be published on 13th April 2025. Please visit our website www.bostonstudygroup.org to view the latest issues of the magazine. Due to the security breach of the Zoom meeting in recent past, we have put some measures in place, like we have muted everyone during the speech. You can chat with co-host and host and not with everyone in the meeting. These measures may be inconvenient to some of you, and we feel very bad about it, but I'm sure you will understand and bear with us. We are pleased to have Lok Shahir Sambhaji Bhagat with us. Shahir Sambhaji Bhagat is a renowned Indian Marathi folk poet, singer, playwright, and activist from India. He is a prominent figure in the Ambedkarite movement using the traditional Maharashtrian art form of shahiri, which is a folk poetry and performance, to promote social justice, equality, and the annihilation of the caste. The title Shahir denotes a poet singer in the Marathi tradition, and Sambhaji Bhagat is often referred to as a Lok Shahir, people's poet, for his work among the marginalized communities. Sambhaji Bhagat revived and reimagined the tradition of Ambedkarite Jalsa, that is a folk performance rooted in Dr. Ambedkar's philosophy of caste abolition. His songs and poemas, that is the ballads, address caste oppression, social inequality, and historical narrative, often challenging the Brahminical hegemony and right-wing appropriations of figures like Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Underground in Bhimnagar Mohalla, is a widely acclaimed Marathi play written by Bhagat that reinterpret the legacy of Chhatrapati Shivaji from an anti-caste perspective. He composed and sang for films like Court in 2014, a national award-winning Marathi film and India's Oscar entry, as well as Nagrik and Sarpanch Bhagirath. His songbook, Todhi Chakori, is a collection of his revolutionary lyrics. Shahir Bhagat authored an early autobiography, Katlakhanche, Katlakhakalche Pani, that is water under the rock, and compilation of the article Rannalgi, the war beat. He has received awards like the Asmita Puraskar and Sant Tukaram Puraskar for his contribution to literature and music. Often dubbed Maharashtra's Gadar, often the Telugu revolutionary poet, Shahir Bhagat is a folk hero among Ambedkarites and anti-caste communities. Through his work remains less known in mainstream urban circle dominated by upper caste narratives. For Shahir Bhagat, art and politics are inseparable. He views shahiri as a tool to build a casteless, classless, and genderless society, a vision he calls Prabuddha Bharat, enlightened India. His performance aimed to dismantle myths and awaken a collective anti-caste consensus. Shahir Bhagat was editor of Bal Bharati in Department of History for 5 years and worked for 5 years in reading culture for the younger kids. Shahir Bhagat wants this session to be more interactive and hence he will be speaking for 20 to 25 minutes followed with interactive Q&A session. With this, the session is yours, Bhagat Sahib.
Thank you very much. I don't know how many people understands Hindi, Marathi. I speak in English, but let me know because I want to know the cultural background of the people. That's why. But I speak in English, no problem.
Yeah.
My subject is role of Mahamanu Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar as a cultural politician. You know Ambedkar's legacy. You know Dr. Ambedkar is known as a jurist, philosopher, historian, as well as he has published some newspapers also. So he is a journalist, editor. But the role of Dr. Ambedkar in history of India was not traced properly. And recently we people are trying to understand Ambedkar differently because the situation, the conditions in our country are very different nowadays. The role of Ambedkar starts with writing his first book, Caste in India. So that is actually base of his understanding, his philosophy. From early age, he was trying to understand the world. But when he was in Colombia, he wrote Caste in India, that very important book. That was actually thesis for his MA and PhD, whatever afterwards. So there we find some philosophical understanding of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Now, when we talk about cultural leader, as Ambedkar as a cultural leader, we must know what exactly culture is. I will not go into that whole very big discussion about culture, but generally people think that song, drama, literature, sculpture, whatever, painting, dance, and some people think that the festivals are part of culture, and that was actually misconception. That is not only thing that we can call culture. Culture is so big thing, and culture nowadays we in India we observe very closely that the Brahminical hegemony uh, actually practiced cultural nationalism, that is cultural politics, to create Dharma Rashtra, what we can say, Dharma Rashtra, the nation which is based on religion. So we are now thinking to understand exactly what uh, the role of cultural politics uh, to evolve a reactionary uh, power in our country. So one thing we started thinking, yeah, how Ambedkar started his life. The culture and politics are, there is a misconception regarding culture and politics. People think that we are not political. People think that culture is, dance, song, and all. Yes, that is there. And generally, if somebody asks you, "Are you political?" So people say, "No, no, Baba, we are not political person. We don't believe in politics. Politics is so bad." But they don't know the politics is so big thing, and the cultural politics is very, very important to develop our life, to evolve our life. And nowadays, we are discussing that thing in India to create alternative cultural politics to emancipate all the, what we can say, the slaves of culture, slaves, slavery in India. Now, what exactly Dr. Ambedkar role as a cultural politics? The first thing I told you that the first book written by Dr. Ambedkar is actually approach a philosophical approach to cultural life of India. Then, as you know, he came to India and then he fought on different issues, political issues, economical issues. That you know. But then when he starts his first um, paper, now that is Mukanayak. So it is one of the very important, what we can say, a very important action uh, of cultural politics. Uh, Publishing a paper is not political, only political thing. It is a part of cultural politics, and that creates a new understanding amongst that time. People were not that way literate, but the few people were literate, but they create very good things, very good understanding in villages. They, one two paper they used to distribute, but that creates very new atmosphere. The main thing, the cultural politics started by Dr. Ambedkar, that is Chaudhar tag Satyagraha. That Satyagraha, the water was free for everybody other than untouchables. And Dr. Ambedkar was, he knows, he was in Mumbai, Stanik Sabha, the British government type of thing. So in that particular state body, in 1923 August, um, the whole the thing was passed. Uh, there should not be any ban on anything which is owned by government, and that includes all water sources also. But it was not it was not implemented. And then there was a different type of people came together. As you know, there was a Chitre, Sastrabudhe, and Shurvanana Tipnis. Uh, and More, a very big person, uh, when More was there, he was also a very uh, liberated person, very intellectual. He was an intellectual. So Dr. Ambedkar and other people came together and they decided to start that satyagraha. This is uh, actually very important action. Uh, the Chaudhar tank was not open to scheduled caste. Scheduled tribe was not there, but scheduled caste, untouchables. Dr. Ambedkar went there to organize that whole thing, and then he uh, started that satyagraha. The upper caste at that period were very much afraid of this tank satyagraha, tank satyagraha. And they, as usual, they spread rumor that these untouchables will make impure their god, Vireshwar. The mandir was there. So you might have read about the thing. But that is not only social, uh, what we get, reform. It is a part of cultural politics. And that cultural politics created new consciousness amongst untouchables of that period. As you know, the upper caste people attacked very badly, and there was very big confrontation. Dr. Ambedkar was not allowed to attack, re-attack uh, this all upper caste people. There were many people, those who was retired Mahar Battalion uh, army people. They asked Dr. Ambedkar, you just give us, may allow us to retaliate. But he said, no, we should not do all these things. And he, you know, even the very bad attack was there. I will not describe that thing, but it is a very important thing in life of Dr. Ambedkar, and that is the act of cultural politics. But people generally name it, this is a social reformer, as a they portray Ambedkar as a social reformer. It is a revolutionary cultural politics. Then the next thing that we can see, that is the Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha. Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha was, the duration was 5 years. So when that Satyagraha started, many people came together from Nashik area, but not only in Nashik area, different part of Maharashtra people participated in Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha. Basically, in Chaudhar Tank Satyagraha, the big number of women were participated, and Dr. Ambedkar, women were 5,000 women were there in Chaudhar Satyagraha. And that time, Dr. Ambedkar has given very nice speech. That is everybody should go and read that thing. It's very important. And the same thing happened in the big amount of women that participated in Kalaram Mandir. That was duration is 5 years. So the same thing happened. Upper caste people attacked every day. They thrown stones, and every day they were beating people. But 5 years people fought against this thing. Ultimately, the satyagraha was not successful. But Dr. Ambedkar came to know that we cannot change the society. Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha is not only question of touching God or touching feet of God or worshipping God. It is actually demanding equality, demand of equality, and that everybody should be free to worship God. That was actually in Bhakti movement we see Tukha Mela and other people also raised this question. Even Manishwar, Tukaram, Namdev, many people, Janabai, they have said all these things. There should be a freedom to everybody to worship God, and the God is for everybody. The upper caste people at that period also, uh, tortured many sons. I will not go into that thing, but that is actually base of cultural politics in India. After that, uh, Shivaji's regime, Shivaji stayed. He has not given any speech, but in practice, he given big, very higher rank in their army to untouchables. That I have written Shivaji Underground in Bhimnagar Mohalla. At that period, I studied Shivaji for 5 years, and I came to know that it was a silent anti-caste thing. In context of medieval period, it was we cannot imagine, we cannot say that this was very great anti-caste thing. But in crux, if you'll see, Shivaji never asked anybody's caste, and different caste people were together at that period. And he said, "Keep a eto pankti prapancha nahi." You are not here to, have food only and pankti. That is work together. So different castes have their different panktis, different separate place to eat, sit and eat. So Shivaji said, ye to pankti prapancha nahi." So this is the base of Bhakti movement, then Shivaji, and then the guru of Dr. Ambedkar was actually in modern India. He is the founder of cultural politics in India, and that is Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. He started schools for untouchables, women, and the Brahmin women. Uh, he actually safeguarded them. You know everything, but the barbers, strike of barbers is a very important thing, and that is cultural politics. Generally, as you know, Brahmin women, after death of her husband, they used to shave head, and it was done by barbers. So the Mahatma Jyotirao Phule organized a strike of barbers against this thing. So this is a cultural politics. It's a cultural struggle, very important thing. So Dr. Ambedkar was actually he was the guru of Dr. Ambedkar. At the same time, guru of Dr. Ambedkar is Das Kabir Das. Kabir Das at the medieval period, he was the thing he wrote. If you will go through it, you will understand all this cultural emancipation. He is asking for the cultural emancipation. There was no any. He was not waged war for power, but definitely for cultural power. Then older than that thing is Buddha. Buddha is actually, if you go through the movement of Buddhism, you will find it is a basis for world. The philosopher Buddha was a great philosopher who laid the foundation uh, to emancipation of the real emancipation of the human being. And all the religion after Buddha uh, was taken something from Buddha. That I will not go into different religions, but he has laid the foundation of culture in India, a different culture, alternative or emancipatory culture in India. So Buddha, the Bhakti movement, then the Bhakti movement is not only uh, Sant Kabir, but there were Bhakti movement in South, North, and in Maharashtra also. There are different type of Sant, but Sant Kabir was a guru of Dr. Ambedkar. Then Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. If you check these three things, three people, if you understand and the philosophy of three people, you will come to know that basically their uh, trace was to emancipate, cultural emancipation, emancipate human through culture. So, as you know, Dr. Ambedkar in 1956, uh, there was a Dharmantar movement. It happened in Nagpur. The religion, he left his religion. So, as you know, in 1935, in Eola, there was a parishad in Eola, and then that time he declared after, as you know, after Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha, he came to know there won't be any change in Hindu mentality. So I will not die in this old religion called Hindu religion. And then he declared that in Marathi we say, मी हिंदू म्हणून जन्माला आलो असलो तरी हिंदू म्हणून मरणार नाही. So I will not die as a Hindu. I might have born a Hindu, but I will not die as a Hindu. So in 1956, he changed. He gathered many people. He tried to organize people from different castes, but the condition in India, the caste structure, as such, the even Matang and chamars and other untouchables not given any response to Dr. Ambedkar. Very few people with Ambedkar, chamars, some chamars, Matanga, 11%, 11 conferences of Matangas was organized by Dr. Ambedkar. And for chamars, he has, when he started Vaishnu Hitakarni, so the president was chamar. So he tried to gather different untouchable castes together. But at the moment of Dharmantar, uh, no, not Chamar, not Matangas, nobody responded to Dr. Ambedkar. That reality must be kept in mind. But after death of Ambedkar, you see there are many Matan and Chamar people. They have, in North India, Chamars, and in Maharashtra, Matangas change their religion. That is very great thing. Now, what is current situation? See, this is the understanding of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar throughout his life. You see, he has fought for political rights. Yes, he has written constitution, that you know. He fought for economical emancipation. He started Labour Party, but the, throughout his life, you see his writing, his philosophical understanding, you find a cultural emancipation. And that nobody is now, because nowadays in India, the cultural nationalism of Brahminical people, actually undeclared Brahminical regime has started in India, but that is not declared. Last month, last February 4th, they have suggested one constitution, a new constitution, which was written by different Hindu nationalist or cultural nationalist people. I don't know the name of this thing, but there was a Kumbh Mela and they have declared something on 4th of February, and they said this constitution written by Ambedkar, we don't believe that thing, and they in 2018 9 August they burned it on Jantar Mantar. But there was no any. Everything was quiet. Nobody responded. So these things are going. These things are going in our country. Now some people are seriously thinking to create new alternative cultural politics, progressive cultural politics, anti-caste cultural politics. It is not yet, we are discussing. I am going to write a small book regarding this thing. And one university student is with me. He and myself, we are started writing this new understanding about culture and the alternative cultural politics to emancipate emancipate untouchables, women, and economically marginalized groups. So these things we are trying. Being I'm a Maharashtrian, and I generally deliver my program in Marathi. Some people will maybe may not be understand. My pronunciations are different, and I'm not that way very hunter fluent in English, because I came from such a background. I learned ABCD when I was in ninth. Then I started, because of I generally go to different universities, different places out of Maharashtra. So that time I have to speak in English. So forgive for my English. If somebody wants to ask me some questions, I will answer it. That will be the best thing. This is my basic understanding I have put forward. Please uh, try to understand it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Shahir Bhagatji. Thank you very much for this lecture. And we understand that is not a big deal. English knows your first language, and as you said, basically started learning ABCD at the age, means when you are ninth grade. So that is fully, but you spoke very
Thank you.
look. Don't worry about that part.
Thank
So
you, sir.
yeah, um, so we will be opening for any Q&A sessions. So considering the restrictions we have put in place, please try to type your in the chat box. Our co-host have access to those chat box, so we can basically read those questions, or you can raise your hand and then we will ask your questions to Shahir Bhagatji. So before anyone asks the questions, I have a question. So when we were
Sir, please.
speaking, you were saying that you were also involved in some way with the Telangana movement or anything. Can you just briefly tell us about what that particular role was and why basically you how to get involved in that agitation?
As you know, Gadar is my very close. He's like my brother.
Okay.
And when Telangana movement was going on, so we were in touch. And I know the Telangana movement from beginning, how the Andhra people were doing all this. You know, they were uh, exploiting actually Telangana people. So that from the beginning we were discussing that thing. When Telangana movement started, Gadar was alone and he spoke to me, "Hey, Sambhaji, you come to this thing. I am alone." And he was grown, he's older, grown up older. So मैं उसके लिए क्या करूं मैं मेरा भाई है. So
Mhm.
then we went there and I participated in different type of meetings and Gadar and myself uh, because I know Telangana from the beginning. When I was student, I have gone to study the land movement uh, in Telangana. So I was that's why I actually came into contact with Gadar. And Gadar is I have some differences with understanding of the movement which was going on there. But Gadar is such a nice person to me, and I actually because of Gadar I was part of the Telangana movement.
Okay, great. Thank you. Another questions I have. So this particular shahiri or lokala mancha, there are a lot of people who basically are involved in these activities, spread the message of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to the rural people and people from the basically Jhopadpatti or some type of that, like Shital Sate, you and all the. And we found that basically many times these people are subjected to the very harsh treatment, like what happened to Shital Sate and her husband. And recently, means anybody who is basically trying to establish our culture, they are basically trying to suppress it. And now the trend has become that anyone basically who opposes to them in any way, they are being targeted. So, what exactly means our response is in this case? Means how you are sustaining that type of the behavior from the people who are ruling in India and both in the Maharashtra as well as at the federal level.
Basically, sir, I love my people. There should be very close contact of mass. I generally go to village to village. I I stay there. I I actually lead life with the faith. So there should be a very close contact of the people. And without having that thing, if we'll go and as you know, Panthers. When you say ki we are revolutionary and we should do that thing and this thing, but there should be a very close connection with the mass. If you go to villages, uh, it should not. I should not say myself what exactly how people love me. मराठीमध्ये तुम्हाला सांगतो ज्या ज्या गावात मी जातो वेरेवर ऐकू एक तरी अशी आहे बहीण आहे माझी की ती मला डबा घेऊन येते ते ब्रिंग रोटी फॉर मी
Okay.
So what is that? What is that? That is love, and there should be close connection with the masses. Uh, if you will not keep any connection with the masses, and if you sing, revolutionary songs, ultimately the state is going to come and arrest you. There should be the mass work is very important. Mass movement is very important. We should understand mass. For whom we are singing? We are singing for the mass. And if we are not keeping any touch, any connection with the masses, what is the use? When then people, they police arrested them, they kept in jail, and nothing will happen outside of the jail. Nobody. When they arrested people, I was trying like anything, but nobody stood with me. Nobody, because I always think whatever you say, whatever you do, you first try to understand mass. मास को समझे बिना कुछ भी करेंगे तो मास तुम्हारे साथ में नहीं है तो तुम मर गए समझो. वो मछली जैसा है ना, वो पानी में रहता, वो विदाउट पानी वो तो मर जाएगा. वैसे ही है. हमको एक कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज करके हम लोग मच्छी जैसा रहना चाहिए. वो पानी में कैसा मच्छी रहता वैसा लोगों के साथ में रहना चाहिए. हम सिर्फ कास्ट कास्ट करेंगे, मेरे कास्ट का है नहीं, सब लोगों के साथ रहो, अच्छी तरह से रहो. बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है मास कनेक्शन. एंड ये जो बाकी का लोगों को अरेस्ट होता है, आई शुड नॉट से कि वो लोग गलती किए या ऐसा मुझे नहीं कहना है, लेकिन मास कनेक्शन, rely on the masses, be with the masses. That is very important.
Okay, thank you. There is a questions in the chat box from Sushil. How to spread Buddhism? It is one of the cultural revolution. What responsibility?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Buddhism, spreading Buddhism means first try to understand the Buddha philosophically. It is very difficult because tyrannical hegemony is afraid of only Buddha. No, they don't. They say Buddha is ours, but the main contradiction is with Buddha. So it is very difficult to spread Buddha in India. From the first thing, how the in medieval before medieval period, Pushyamitra Singh Shunga was what he has done with Buddhist monks. This today's Sangha Parivar is actually ancestor. वही है, एक ही है वो लोग. So it is very difficult. So first understand Buddha philosophically. Then now we have started one Ashoka play. There should be different songs, dance, and the cultural forms should be started. Cinema, story books, whatever. So again we have to, what Baba Sahib has given Navayan, new Buddha. We Dr. Ambedkar has given us new Buddha, Navayan. So you understand first philosophically. Then there should be organization. Now the Bantejis, different type of people are engaged to spread Buddha. We are very, there is no very big response because nowadays the Brahminical hegemony is so strong. That's why we are not getting any response. But people are really fighting. Now you see the Mahabodhi Vihar thing, the agitation is going on. I was supposed to go there, but they didn't allow my program there. We didn't get permission, stage permission or other permission, so I could not go. But the sculpture, we are stupas, uh, 84,000 stupas and viars were built by Ashoka, and now there is a the control is we lost control because प्रश्न बराबर पूछा है कि बुद्धिज्म को स्प्रेड नहीं किया इसके लिए ऐसा हुआ आफ्टर बाबा साहेब वी हैव नॉट ट्राइड दैट वे vigorously. So we start. I generally, I'm a poet. I'm a singer. I write songs. I will now. I'm thinking to write one very good drama, means natak, play regarding Buddha. But that is my next project. I will do that thing. But I must actually uh, strong believer of Buddha, and I will do that thing.
Good. Any other question? In the chat box, I don't see any question. Heman, do you see any other questions? Okay. So, and I don't see any hand raise. I think we can stop here.
Thank you.
Shahid, Sambhaji Bhagat ji, I think you are very known for this your shahiri, and I like whatever I hear in various programs. Yeah, so students heard your what is the new condition of Ambedkarite movement? So that is a question from Sushil again. What is the now condition of Ambedkarite movement?
It's very very sad to say. The political movement is now in crisis, and it is but natural because when right-wing forces are so strong, they have government in center, they have government in Maharashtra state. Why they will allow us to, But there are there are many parties, but it's very difficult to fight against these forces. The fascism is undeclared. Hindu Rashtra is there, and political movement. Why political movement is so weak, and why we are not able to, we don't have any political representation. Even Prakash Ji Ambedkar is trying the way he's trying, that is his understanding. I will not go into that thing. This Ramdas Atavale, he has joined BJP, and Panchit Bhujan Agadi, they are trying different politics. So, but that is not giving any result. And there are many different type of understanding. There is a discussion going on in Maharashtra. What is to be done? यूथ है ना, यूथ वो बहुत बेकार तरीके से अनइजी है, वो लोग अस्वस्थ है सब. ये अगर उसका कोई अल्टरनेटिव नहीं मिलेगा तो कुछ तो एक अनार्किक चीज हो जाएगा. आई एम अफ्रेड ऑफ दैट थिंग. बट very uneasy people, they don't have job, they don't have any political alternative, they don't have anything in their life, and there is no reservation, and the government is day by day the Brahminical forces are, cutting our space in economic space, political space, cultural space, everything is like that. So it's very bad. Yeah, what every day what exactly happening. But I am not pessimistic. I'm optimistic guy. I think it was after Dr. Ambedkar stayed. We were Dr. Ambedkar has given us RPI, Republican Party of India, and the open letter was there. But nobody took it seriously. There are some people, they are thinking to start some new political things, which actually I I am not that way power politician. I am cultural politician. I am politician, but I am cultural politician. But the power politician and those who are going to fight election, I think there should be a party, new party, which was led with the leader should not be male, the women's party, women's Ambedkar party. So there is a discussion is going on. I am actually on this side. I am on the side of women. There should be a women Ambedkarite party. अभी इतना गुट हो गया है और एक गुट होने दो ना, लेकिन औरतों का भी पार्टी अम्बेडकर हो जाएगा, अच्छा होगा, मेरा को ऐसा लगता है। आपको अच्छी बहुत सारे लोगों को ये बहुत बड़ा सपना लगेगा मेरा, लेकिन आई गो विलेज टू विलेज एंड आई सॉ देयर इज अ पोटेंशियल, देयर इज अ डिस्कशन अमंग्स विमेन। आज नहीं तो कल 10 साल के बाद देयर विल बी विमेन्स पार्टी इन अम्बेडकर political sphere.
Great. We are looking forward for that, Bhagat Sahib. Thank you very much. So, is there any other questions anyone has? Okay, so I was just talking before asking this question. So you are basically very expressive in pohadas and all these. So do you want to end these particular sessions with any?
Yeah, I will sing a song for you.
Yeah, please.
Definitely, I'll sing song.
Yeah, please.
I'll sing song of Dr. Ambedkar.
Yeah.
That is
Hindi, Marathi.
Actually, my sisters. That is in Marathi. What can I do?
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Sorry, everyone, but you can understand the feeling behind the song, hopefully. So let's end with the song from the Shahir.
No, but how many people don't understand Marathi?
No, there may be at least 4 or 5 people will be there, but it's okay. Means we wanted to see how or showcase your talent of what you are doing exactly and how you are spreading the messages in the masses in the Maharashtra. So that's okay.
I'll sing Baba Sapta.
Please, yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. I wrote this song when I was a student and I was arrested in Namantar movement. Okay. And that time I was in college, third year college. And at that period, with thousands and thousands women come to, I was in Siddharthya hostel in Vallala, and that there was a very small space was there, and the women from Marathwada, Uttar Maharashtra, Vidarbha, they used to come and they prepare their khana over there only. And nearby there was an Ambedkar College, and I was studying there. And when I came from jail, and my third year exam was there, and I was studying in the library. And I saw some women were preparing food, and then I discussed about Namantar Muhammad with these people. And when I saw, so I remember my mother, my sisters, and I inspired by this women, and I have written this song. भीमराजा रे माझ्या भीमा, माझा भीम मले भेटतो बाई, मले सांगतो काही, मले सांगतो काही, मले सांगतो काही. शेताच्या पाठीला उभा, रातच्या हाताच्या साथीला उभा, भूक जगतीला उभा गाव, मुख्या वासराच्या अस्वात बाई, भीम पाहते बाई, भीम पाहते बाई, भीम पाहते बाई. साळच्या दारात उभा, टाक लेखण्यांच्या चाईत उभा, बुकाच्या राशीत उभा, चिमणीच्या वातीत उभा, वातीच्या उजेडात उभा घाला, बोट लेकराच हातामध्ये घेई, त्याले साळत नाही, त्याले साळत नाही. आई भूमीला म्हणतो गाबाई, नदी काठान झुंडीतो आई, पाय ठेवला का नाही. वनवास रामाचा सांगत्यात बाई, वनवास रामाचा 14 वर्ष बाई, आमचा वनवास जन्माचा बाई ग, आमचा वनवास जन्माचा बाई, त्याच आहे का कुणाला काही. भीम गरजून सांगतो बाई, मागून मिळणार नाही, मागून मिळणार नाही. अशा बाबासाहेबांना कुठे ठेवलेलं आम्ही. भीमपुतळ्यात बंद केला बाई, भीम भजनात बंद केला बाई, त्याच्या बंद केला गा. भीम माझा रडीतो गा, ढाई ढाई आसू डोई बेडी पायी, वसवांचे कोसळती बाई, अंग अंगची सवताळते बाई. भीम बाजारी आणला ग बाई, त्याची जाहिरात झाली गा बाई. सारे खाती जमले गा बाई ग, सारे खातीक जमले गा बाई. सुरे सरसावले बाई, चिळकांड्या बाई, सारी हिडल्या ग बाई. भीमराजा रे रडू नको बाबा रे, रडू नको राजा, वाटे भीमाचे घातले गा बाई. कुणी मतासाठी इकतो गा बाई, कुणी स्वतःसाठी इकतो गा बाई, कुणी पदासाठी इकतो गा बाई. भीमराजा रे भीमराजा रे मया भीमा, भीमा पुतळ्यातून बाहेर ये बाबा, भीमा भजनातून बाहेर ये बाबा, भीमा बाजार सोडून ये बाबा, नवा विचार घेऊन ये बाबा, वार मुक्तीच घेऊन ये बाबा. भीम येणार पण अवतार घेऊन. उद्याचे बाबासाहेब हे लढ्यातून आणि चवळीतून येणार आहे, आणि खास करून माझ्या बहिणींच्या लढ्यातून येणार आहे, आणि म्हणून वाट पाहते माझ्या. भीम येणार, भीम येणार येणार बाई, वाट पाहते 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 बाई. धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I like this song, and especially when you sing this song in that your with your troupe, the background music and then humming and
background music.
oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. So I will encourage everyone who is, whether you understand Marathi or not, please go on YouTube and check for Shahir Bhagat's songs and all these, especially that Jalsa for the Nanded. If you look at it, is
Yeah, Nanded Jalsa.
You will amaze the quality of the singing, composing, and the all the content of that particular jalsa. You will simply amaze that our people can produce the quality program like that. It is a 2-hour program. I will encourage all of you to basically go and see that one. So thank you, Shahir, Sambhaji, Bhagat ji. Thank you very much. And
सगळे जे मराठी लोक आहेत त्यांना माझी विनंती आहे, मी येतो आहे बॉस्टनला येईल. डॉक्टर संजय भगत जे आहेत त्यांनी मला सांगितलं, तर मी बोस्टनला येणार आहे. आपण भेटूया. भाषेचा अडचण जरी थोडा बहुत असला तरी कृपया मला तुम्ही समजून घेतलं, त्याबद्दल मी तुमचा सगळ्यांचा अत्यंत अत्यंत आभारी आहे. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.
Thank you. And thank to everyone who has attended to these sessions. If there is any inconvenience due to the language barrier or anything, so you fully understand. We wanted to get Shahir Sambhaji Bhagat on this international stage. He is very, very profoundly known in India and especially in Maharashtra, but at this stage, we wanted to get him here. So thank you for joining. And our Awakened magazine is coming in the spring. So please just send your articles, arts, poems, anything you think can be published related to the social issues and all. So thank you very much, everyone. And
थँक्यू.
wonderful day. Good night.
Thank you.